Welcome to another episode of Fixed and Folded, the knife review channel for the casual knife collector. I am Cody and Tommy is on the floor somewhere, my assistant cat. I'm going to be doing a review of the Cold Steel Full Metal Atlas, otherwise known as the FM-1 full-size folding knife. This has been recently available in Canada. It's a model for 2025. And it is a good knife. Maybe for some of you a great knife. For me it is a good knife, and I will explain. You have high quality materials, you have high level fit and finish, you have a pretty expensive price, $300 Canadian. And let's go over it. So you've got two slabs of titanium with some nice detail work here for traction. You have, looks like a full back spacer which houses the Atlas lock. And there's no hole for like a drainage hole from out the back or a flow through hole for debris. You just have this one open side here. And you have a reversible pocket clip that works well despite it not being inset into the frame or the handle. Still, this portion does not catch on the fabric of my pants and grips nicely. Tension is firm but not too bad. It's a full deep carry, sits all the way in the pocket. Comfortable in the hand. I can't even feel it. And then here, my fourth finger just rests at the bottom of the valley there. Can't even feel it. Good pocket clip design. It does grab, it will hold in the pants. Even if it had a smooth runner underneath, it would be functional. But you do get a bit of extra traction with this pattern that pocket clip rests over. It would take a long time pulling in and out of your pants for this to wear down the fabric. It will over a couple years of pulling it in and out. Because there is a bit of traction on here, it will eventually wear out your fabric of your pants, but this is mild enough that it's going to take a long time. So for most normal people that use this as an EDC casually, this is a good design. Hand comfort overall excellent. It's a neutral. It's not blocky. It's a neutral handle. It's too narrow to feel blocky. Impression in the hand is solid, comfortable, high quality. No rattling, no loose parts anywhere. Blade came perfectly centered out of the box. Grind angle on the edge was perfectly centered. The bevel perfectly centered at the tip. And excellent slice factor out of the box. I give it like an A. So very good, like 9 out of 10 slicing from the box. Blade shape is your high, flat, drop point or spear point shape. Very useful for piercing, slicing, push cutting. You got an S35 VN blade, which is a premium blade steel. Nice balanced toughness, edge retention, and stainlessness. The blade tapers just at the last quarter down to a needle point, right where this unsharpened portion of the blade ends. Then the taper begins down to a needle point. Actually, you have a usable choke up spot here, even though it looks weird. It is usable for my big fat sausage fingers, extra large size gloves I wear. I feel safe using this to choke up because the finger stop here, the handle flare extends past the blade, and it's rounded. I feel like I have enough room to even pretty comfortably wrap my finger around to choke up for fine detail work. You've got a good sharpening choil here. You can get a lot of sharpenings out of the blade before it loses its width behind the edge. I'd say this is designed to be not just a slicer, but also just an all-arounder for an EDC knife, because the blade stock thickness is, I would say, medium. And with a high flat grind, you're going to get a balance of slicing performance and durability. You have, looks like a black wash on the blade, which tends not to be overly durable of a finish, but S35VN is a stainless steel, so even if the coating gets rubbed off, it's not going to affect the corrosion resistance of the blade, and probably this will look cool when it gets some wear on it, like a Boba Fetted look, where it's going to just look worn in a stylish character way. So I won't fault the black wash finish. You have your not symmetrical, typical cold steel thumb studs that are adjustable with the slot head screwdriver area there. I may center it, I may get it equal, but this is geared right now from the box to be right hand dominant. And the thumb stud protrudes a little bit from the width of the frame there to give you just the extra ease of access. But also, you can also do left hand deployment pretty easily, which is why I might think to center it, because it's already easy both sides. Might as well, this doesn't need the extra protrusion. I'll just try and center it. So the look of the pattern, kind of reminiscent of like an M&P or Smith & Wesson polymer handgun. And I don't know what they would call this pattern. It looks cool. And it is, I'd say medium. It's a medium grip texture, maybe mild. Definitely functional and stylish. So still easy to pull in and out of the pocket. It's a well implemented design choice. Feel in hand is high quality and solid. Sturdy. This feels like a high quality tool. Reason why it feels like a tool and not a fidgety knife is because of the way that Cold Steel's implemented the Atlas lock on this one. It's on the firm side of spring tension to release. You slide back, put your thumb in, slide it back. That's pretty firm, pretty strong feedback to release it, and quite a good distance to travel. You can see here how much it has to travel before it releases. And the benefit of that is you get a very secure lockup with that amount of distance to travel, and also with the firm spring tension. Downside is you have to be deliberate to release it, which leans towards the safety and sturdiness element and away from ease of use. It's not effortlessly fidgety, and I wish that the width of the Atlas lock was wider. I realize that would potentially reduce the sense of stability or solidness with the handle slabs. So I think either make the handles thicker and or larger, and to increase the width of the Atlas lock to make it easier to access with the thumb, because look at my thumb and look at how narrow the Atlas lock is. It's quite a big difference there. So either widen the Atlas lock or make the spring tension like medium instead of firm, just to make it more EDC themed, less of a, secure, safe tool. This was a deliberate choice by Cold Steel to go this way, and certainly it's the safe way to go. But yeah, if it was a bit wider, it'd be easier to use. And then the trade-off is you're not getting the slim fitting in the pocket dimensions. So still though, I would like to have seen this done thicker, like Cold Steel has done on the Swift 3. You can see this is a lot wider, the Atlas lock, and it's therefore much more effortless to release. So this is great. This is secure and safe, but it kind of almost, it's not perfect because of how narrow the Atlas lock is on here, combined with the firm spring tension. However, the mild jimping on the Atlas lock is functional, but you kind of have to dig your thumb down or really focus on the bottom part that ramps up to release the lock, and it's a bit of a thumb workout. And you can just let it guillotine drop on your finger. You see there's some space left over there if I have my finger either in the middle of the indent or up to the top. But if you have it down here, you're going to cut yourself. This will chop your finger, so not the safe way to do it. I recommend you two-hand open and close it. Keep your fingers out of the closing path. That is the safe way to do it. There's, very, very well implemented design in terms of safety and solid feel in hand. Premium materials, everything feels great about the knife, looks great. There's not too much branding. You just have your Cold Steel S35VN Taiwan on this side, and on the other side you just see the FM-1 model name. Cuts really well. I wear extra large gloves. You can see I still have some real estate on the handle behind my hand there. So it's a good size for me. 3.5 inch blade, 8 inches total length. You've got 4 inches, maybe a little more than 4 inches total usable handle length. You have 4 inches. 4 inches usable handle length, not including the extra inch of choke up here. So good all-around usable size for EDC, or this will inflame some fans. This could be a bug out bag knife. Bug out. Looks like a bug out, doesn't it? A Benchmade bug out. However, this is much more secure, solid feeling than a Benchmade bug out. So for a bug out bag knife, I think the theme that Benchmade went was to have just light as possible and balancing length, cutting area with lightness to make the bug out. This is more of a bug out bag knife because it's still pretty light and it's slim, but this feels much more tactically secure in an emergency situation than the Benchmade bug out does. Although I do like that knife. Pricing, $300 Canadian. It's a high price, but you get high quality materials, high quality fit and finish. This milling costs a little bit extra for Cold Steel to do. So I would like this to be $250 Canadian, would be a good value. $300 is the upper limit of what I would say the knife should be priced at. Okay, we'll do a quick size comparison here. This is a full-size knife. This is the Spartan Astor. This is the same size as your Spyderco Paramilitary 2 or your Benchmade Freak. And good all-around user knife, tool, large kind of EDC. Still, this is, if I were to pick one knife to take with me everywhere, for including EDC, it's the Spartan Astor. And you can see there, lengthwise, very similar. I think this is something like 8.25 inches, and this is 8 inches. However, the Cold Steel Atlas, Cold Steel FM-1 is quite a bit thinner, but still surprisingly comfortable and solid feeling. So nicely implemented design for a primary EDC / bug out bag knife. And you go up a couple sizes, new Cold Steel Swift 3 that I will be doing a review on shortly. I love this knife. You can see more handle area, longer blade, bigger knife, and for me, more easy to operate Atlas lock because it's wider. Also, the spring tension feels like medium, where this one feels like firm, but it could also just be perceived. They might have the same amount of spring tension, and it's just because this is wider, it's easier to access, it feels lighter. But I love this knife. I like this knife. I think I just don't love it because of the narrowness of the Atlas lock combined with the firmness of the tension. They're choosing safety and compactness combination over ease of use, ease of deployment. All right. I will weigh the knife now. I do not know how much the FM-1, Cold Steel FM Atlas weighs. So let's see here. We've got 3.9 ounces, which is in the light category for me. If it's under 4 ounces, it's light. If it's between 4 and 5 ounces, it's medium. And if it's over 5 ounces, it's heavy in my subjective classifications. That's impressive for an 8-inch knife to be in the light category and yet feel so solid. There's no flex in the blade. With the solid titanium handle, probably the full steel backspacer might help with the impression of solidness, but really well implemented in terms of fit and finish knife overall. Let me know if you have this knife or if you handled it in the store and you agree with me or disagree with me about the design of the Atlas lock, the dimensions and the spring tension on this knife. You might think it's perfect. You might think it's the best knife in the world, or this also might bother you. So I want to hear your opinion. That concludes my review of the Cold Steel FM-1 knife. Good knife. I'll have more reviews for you soon. Have a great day. Take care. Bye.